Let me tell you a little bit about Business Insights Essential. This is a database that's through Gale, which is one of our vendors. You can go through and find lots of company histories, information about certain industries, those types of things through this database. I was in Memphis before I moved back to North Carolina, and a major industry in Memphis is FedEx. So I'm going to do FedEx just to show you how this works. So if I do FedEx, it will find that. I'm going to go with the corporation rather than freight. And when I get that, it will load my results, and you will see lots of information that's related to the FedEx company, things about the company itself. We'll be able to do some comparisons, those kinds of things. So I'm going to go with FedEx. You can see out here that we can get to chronologies, histories, financials, any kinds of reports. You can get to articles. All of those kinds of things are out here as well, SWOT reports. So we can click on some of these and see what we get. So this is the one that's chronology. It's going to show you what this company looked like when it first started and lead you through month by month if necessary to show you upgrades within that company. So here's FedEx Corporation and its chronology. So it began in 1971. It'll tell you a little bit about its capital funds at that point. Like I say, just a very brief overview so that you can see what happened within that company, any kind of acquisitions it made, just kind of, well, it's a chronology. So it's going to show you over the years how this company has changed. And that might be something you want to look at with some other company as well. So if we go back to where we were, you don't have to go through and look at it from the main page. Really, the easiest thing to do is to click on the title itself. And once you click on that title, it's going to take you to a page that gives you some kind of overviews, and then it allows you to go to those particular places. So you can go to the company history itself. And with this company history, there is a huge amount of information. So it's not just a chronology, even though that now becomes part of it, but it tells you about what was going on decade by decade. You can look at who its competitors were, what kinds of problems it might have had during that time period, how it has grown, how it's modified itself in order to meet challenging needs, those kinds of things. And when you get to the very bottom, you also have competitors, but you have further reading. So you can go through and you can find these sources as well. You can check on our databases to see if we have this particular article and read the articles that this information came from. So that makes it very, very useful in what you are doing. Other things that you can do on this page, as I said, you can get to the financials, so you can look at those kinds of things. You can get to some articles. You could go to market share reports, see what kinds of information is in there related to the market itself and this kind of industry. So that's a good place to go to get comparative kinds of things. SWOT reports are always helpful in in this business kind of work. Looking at the overall view of what they have within the company, but then looking at what their weaknesses are, what their strengths are, what kinds of things they can overcome, what kinds of things can they not overcome. So that's very helpful, and you can print those out by particular company so that you can do a comparative analysis there as well. With all of this information, you can download it. You can also print it out. So downloading to spreadsheets is a helpful way to go. Another interesting thing that this database will do is where you have total revenue, and we saw that on the front page as well. You can click on total revenue, and it's going to create a chart for you and show you how this company has done over the years. It starts with 1990 and goes to the present. But what you can also do, we've noticed as we've gone along, that UPS is a competitor, so we can add, if we want, United Parcel. Once that comes up in any of its parts, we can pull that up, and now we have a comparative analysis of those two. And you can continue to add companies to that if you have a series of companies that you are trying to compare. So there are other things that you can compare. I'm doing revenue, but you can do it by employees or sales per employee. There are all kinds of other ways that you can set that up. And as you can tell, those two have been competitors for a long time. They ride pretty much right together. When one goes up, the other goes up. When one goes down, the other goes down. So you're seeing all that, and you can tell that United Parcel has always been a little bit ahead, but not that much. They ride pretty much together. So you can also go into industries, and you can look at the industries themselves. One of the things that I've noticed in this is that FedEx, one of the industries is courier. So I can go in and look at courier. And when I do, it's going to give me information about that. So couriers and express delivery services. So I have Encyclopedia of American Industries. I also have Encyclopedia of Global Industries that this is pulling from. And I can click that link. It's going to tell me a lot about the industry itself, all kinds of backgrounds. The big thing that I like about this, let me get a little bit further down, is it's going to tell me who the industry leaders are, and it's going to talk about what's going on in this country, but there may be some things related to worldwide industries as well, and it will go into that kind of information as well. So really robust database, gives you lots of information that I think you'll find useful. So thank you.